Hi, my name is Roisin, and this is my personal social justice manifesto. So I'm just going to give a bit of a background as to why I've chosen this topic and just around my purpose. So my purpose focuses around the fact that I'm a mother of two girls. These two girls are my absolute world, and they're a huge part of pretty much every decision and step I make in life. To begin my manifesto, I want to shed light on an issue that has affected my family and me deeply. I feel in many aspects the Irish education system has failed my eldest daughter Leah by not recognising her needs in primary school. I feel that if her needs had been identified and diagnosed when she was younger, it would have transformed her entire educational experience up until now and minimised the detrimental effects it's had around her self esteem, her self worth, and her anxiety levels. Therefore, I am determined as Leah's mum to raise awareness about this issue and advocate for change to ensure that every student in the Irish education system receives the support they need to succeed in life and more so for their overall well-being. No one is you, and that is your superpower. Fostering this in teenagers can be really, really difficult. Um, and based on Leah's kind of past experiences around education, because she kind of fell through those gaps, she has very negative perspective around education now. Um, I just want to play this really short video. It's just a few images that have resonated with me around this issue about fitting in and inclusion. So in Ireland, education is considered a fundamental right for every child. However, students with special educational needs face a multitude of challenges in the education system. These students are often diagnosed later and are seen as the bold or like the child in the classroom that doesn't fit into the traditional classroom setting or is disruptive. This can lead to a sense of frustration for these children, low self-esteem, and a lack of interest in education. Inequality in the education system for students with special needs is a major issue that needs to be addressed. Our society needs to view and organize education as a system that caters to the needs of all students. This means recognizing that every student has unique abilities and that no student should be left behind. The traditional one size fits all approach to education needs to be improved and a more inclusive approach must be implemented. We need to prioritise early assessment and identification of students with special educational needs in schools by increasing teacher awareness and providing more training and experience. To achieve this, mainstream school teachers need to be more experienced and lots of training needs to take place around special education and how to cater to the needs of these students. With increased teacher proficiency and awareness, it becomes easier to detect early indications of specific needs and look out for signs. These signs could include poor memory skills, hyperactivity, or constantly need to redirect a child to a task, academic struggles, issues around eye contact or sensory processing, problems dealing with changes in schedules or situations can all be indicators that something is going on. Without early screening and identification of learning difficulties or special needs, students are at risk of falling through the gaps in the education system. This is going to lead to negative outcomes for the students, such as low self-esteem and anxiety. Unfortunately, this is all too common, as many teachers don't have a firm grasp on recognizing and addressing special educational needs. This lack of knowledge and confidence can make it difficult for teachers to have important conversations with parents regarding assessments and necessary supports for their child. Early screening and teacher training can help prevent these negative outcomes and ensure that all students receive the support they need to succeed. Schools need to provide individualized support for the students. This can include assistive technology, additional resources, and support from the special ed team in the school. The schools are under so much pressure at the moment due to staff shortages that the resources just are not there. And for that reason, students are not getting the support they need so desperately. This is leading to a really negative perspective that these students have towards school and, more importantly, themselves. It's not the pupils that need to change, it's the school environment that needs to cater to these students. We need to create a more inclusive and empathetic school environment for those with special needs. This can be achieved through continuous professional development, more experience, staff training, awareness sessions for other pupils in the school, and the creation of safe spaces for all students. So to clarify the key points of action, early identification or assessment or screening for students with special needs, individualised support plans for students, and creating a more empathetic, inclusive school environment. To conclude, I can't, stress highly enough that we can't afford to overlook the importance of creating more inclusive and accepting classrooms. It is critical in stepping forward to ensure the success of these students and how they feel about themselves. The implementation of extensive training in special education for all educators is paramount. Teachers need to possess the skills to identify the underlying reasons behind certain behaviours exhibited by students in classrooms. Their proficiency and confidence in this area determine whether students will reach their full potential and fall through the cracks. Regrettably, my daughter fell through this gap. And although it is now evident to me when I look through her primary school reports and I think back, I just lacked the skills and knowledge at the time to recognise the signs myself. While I acknowledge that her primary school teachers were fantastic in many ways, I believe things would have been a lot different for Leah had they the confidence and knowledge to express concerns to me back then. By providing the necessary support and resources to students with special needs, we can enable them to reach their full potential and foster a sense of contentment and a good perspective and positive perspective towards their educational environment. This will benefit not only the education sector itself, but more importantly, the individuals themselves. Let us collaborate to build a better future for everyone. Thank you for listening.